Hey everyone, this is Ladrão and welcome back to Factorio, where last time we started sending some materials from our space, replacing some of the space elevators to take these materials up to space. And we were taking the pyroflux, coconite, and we were setting some more spaces for the hominite and for the cryonite. And we're already sending the vitamelange up to space. So we need to finish this up so we can actually send the rest of the materials in. Maybe even set the ones for these two. And we also need to set these guys, which we're going to be sending stone and coal from this production over here. Now they're not getting any because we're not getting the materials, and we're not getting any materials because we don't have enough rocket sections. Hopefully we can add a little bit of this as well so we can start getting a more constant stream of resources. Fellas. And maybe there has perchance we are having enough start going towards the deep side. So we need to set up these ships over here to collect the materials. And there's one of the things I realized that one of the materials that we need quite a lot on space is water. So hopefully I'm gonna be able to come over here. Actually, let's do that first. Here. And the idea is to use these two squares over there. So have something resembles this. Now we're getting 100. This heals the water pretty quickly. But it seems that we're kind of... so yeah, maybe we could have more water being input here. Not sure. But the idea is to use something similar to this. Right. The idea is to these squares up here and that extra water up. See? Have almost 200. You have 100, so these ones should be getting off soon. And we can start copying things over. This one of the structure, I don't want the ship itself. Then once we set these up and take the ships up to space, start setting the ships to get the hominite and the cryonite. Then we'll just be needing 4 more actually, 2. One for stone and one for coal. That's the output of breaking the resources from the cores. And then the other 2 resources, which are the iridite and the beryllium. Those 2 are gonna hit it. 80, 49, 850. Putting a signal. And off you go. Much. So I would like to have something like that. So can we do it over here? We do it over I think here. We might run into the case that could land on top of the train tracks. We don't want that. So these guys. And I already set the ships up in space to come here. Please paste it. that. These guys instead of 10, this is gonna be. This guy is 20 as well because space. Got these guys sending it down. So we have 20 over here, there, and 22 over here. So once we set these up, we can send these ships back to ground. Okay. Here. Oh yeah. Drop everything that I had. Just requesting things. And they'll have some items left over here. So the idea is to close to these. Make it a little bit clearer. Closer. Good. This is connected here. Connected there. Still need to connect it in for fuel. Here and here. Making it closer. So. Not so. Boom over here. Now we need this. Join. That. More. This should solve the problem for fuel. Connected. These needs to be connected here. Here. Okay. Here. And then I'm assuming something similar. Same. Where is this? Okay. We try to do this. Two of these. Around here. Now, one thing I did on the last one, I did pumps on top of the offshore pumps. I don't think I have quite enough room over here. So what I'm going to do is just add actual here. Thinking this top one and now for this side here. These here. Already got her. Bottom here. Move those around a little bit. Piece. Here should be enough. This. Oh. Oh, just one off? Really? I think this can be moved. Right. That is done. This one has those similar. This. Off here. Here. Right. Yes, you go. Nope. That one, but yeah. Okay. This should do the trick. Now, eat some. Oh, hello. We got some water over here. That means we can get these guys going. Nice. These two are closely like that. Here. Autosave. Round. Oh, other side has. This is connected to here. This is connected to there. Okay. What's this? Okay. Not gonna complain. Have any of these? Some of those? Hey. Water first. We did it from here. Here. Now, we have the this and hit on the bottom one. Right. The top one. This one. No. Here. 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 Oh, oh no, I did. This one was on one side and the other one's on the other side. Oh. Okay. Oh, should be good to go. So we need power. Go. That's. Come on. Can you get some? Going. Pump. Couple of those. Oh, really? Thank you very much. Guys going. Here. There we go. That should give us plenty of power to move along. And plenty of water. Get everything. Okay, this is gonna be 20, right? We're talking about more. That's gonna be 20. Then we can base. Hey, you're 20, yep. Right. Now you can just turn it on. And whoop. Which it should appear over here real soon. Want to be sure that we can out. Have some fuel over here. Kind of up and down. Out. And oh, hello. Like that. Put everything where it's right. There's some bugs stuck there. Oh, should have you, sir. We're trying to land. Oh. Now we should be able to to land right next to us. Thank you. And if everything is right, yep, this is filling in pretty well. So that's gonna get us all these resources. Oh, a little bit more water here. Yeah. So while we move we try to expand this area. That is we probably gonna need more oil than we have right. And over here. Okay, so first things first, and south to here. No. Yeah, need to go to space first. So here. Yeah, this is gonna get only no time. Let me go to the next block down there. And once that ship over there takes flight, we're gonna copy it over to here. And then should be able to go to space and then there get everything. Going. No. That we have to change this. One. Ace. All this. And here, slightly different. Or some of these then. Max. Here. That. This. Term means that we can take this off. Here and there. Yes, that's gonna be something like this. Here. Here. Nope. We are powered. Here. Right. Do is just copy these. Fullness. Here and say, hey. And you're gonna copy of that. Okay, that was 20, so this is gonna be 22. Oh. Up to space and say, hey, you that are going to 22, you can be on. And you're merry way to us. And 20. curve just like this one. And bring it from all the way here. This thingy. This. That. And here should be good enough. This kind of bend over here. Something like that. Oh, this one. There we go. This should get fuel down here. Already have the ship. Oh, darn it. I'm gonna be able to add the water pumps over here. Okay. That's gonna be tricky here, I thought. These guys, so fuel are coming in. There we go. Should be getting some fuel up and running. Out. Or on us. One, 3, 5. Do you have any water fill? Nope, you. 5. 4 and 5. Should be quick. Marbles behind us. Good. Have water fill? Yep. Water fill here. Moving. Up to space. This ship. Set up the solid ones so they can land. I have enough material. We don't have enough material in space. Have a few bits and bobs over here. Have a few doors. Walls. We don't have the panel because the panel needs panel data. This, yeah, we're not getting enough bulkheads. How it looking like? More to go. Thoughts? Yeah. Plenty of bots beat. No. Be plenty. Have 6,000. And they are all. Okay, that's why it's taking a little bit while. So while that is happening, the idea is this guy is getting the Vita, and this one's gonna bring the materials that we need. One is solid like this. I want to copy and paste this like this because otherwise it's going to be empty. It's going to try to go just be a hole and over there. One. Got a few bits and bobs of water fuel coming in. This bit and this bit. No better than that, right? A lot of the bottom. Easy trying to place the water fuels or the landfills here, and we have the need for water fuel over there. Yeah, we're never happy. Always something going. Water fuel missing. Why? Have to go all the way there. Water fuel? Here. So finally. And of course I place them. Oh. But I was place them on wrong points. Two out of 9. Get in. This is already on, right? This takes a little bit while to get liquids in. And let's see on space. The liquids are being unloaded properly. I think I did a pretty good job able to do that. Come on. One. Two unloading here. Yep. Room over here. This corner, we're pretty much full, but yeah. We need to add a few loading stations here, so let's do them up. Loading. The idea here is that I wanted to add as many stations as I can. The next one's gonna fit. Oh, it will. Did we? There we? 1, 2, 3, 4 over here into 6 stations. I don't think I'm gonna be able to fill them in, but they are gonna help us relieve some of the pressure. Like, for instance, we're doing Vita, right? Here, we're okay. We have too much output. Here for this one, it's the water. And we have thin trains, and this is not enough. More full cargo. Updated? I think so. Was the last one? Okay. Oh, fluid. Fluid counts. That's what I had it here. Down at the bottom there. The destination is full. Here. Her. Water. Yep. All is able. 2. 3 there enable. The trains are already going there. What are we doing now? A few bits more. Would like to have that one. Could be some kind. Let's do a little bit of this here. We have these here. Could craft one of these, but it'll take a while. Another one of those. Very cute. You, my cute store, I'm gonna make some water filters. Handfuls, enough. Helping us out. Okay. Here. Please. That. Go right now. Five over here. Covered. Release. One. Two. Here. There. Fifth. And do this from here, so over. Here, then 2 over. This is gonna be right next to it because we're gonna have to do a little bit of moving things around anyway. We're connected. Connect you two. here. Here. Connected. You're connected. Yep. We're getting plenty of water now. Of course, we want to get these going. Need this. Oh. Foundation increasing. Put this on. This. Now we're talking. There we go, 500. Should soon be able to go to space. And we can turn this on and then land it on the other side. Right? Right. S2E50. Combo fuel. Medium. Good. While this is happening, I wanted to do this guy. Or you can go all the way to 20 on landing over here. So having you over there should be good. 700. Yeah. Oh, and I still have a few more to go here. Two more. Before I do anything, first, turn this off. Two of these. Gonna add over here. All good in this end. Fuel going. Yeah. Didn't need to turn this off, but yeah, just to be on a safe side. You guys are still lost. But according to the plan, ready to be want it all. Yeah. For this. Hello. Have these guys lost there. Look at that. There's some friendos over here. And come in and say hello. And one of the things that I changed a little bit, I replaced this to be rocket reusability. Because right now what we're struggling to get is rocket cargo sections. Theoretically, parts that are being recovered means that if I go to 100%, I'm not going to lose any cargo rocket section on transport. So we should be able to just send the rockets there. I don't have to worry too much more about producing rocket cargo section just for replacing the one that where the rocket doesn't land properly. Guys here. Have another one. Pods are going, and we're on space. Good. Now let's connect. First thing, I add them up at liquid ones, loading. correctly. Now we here. Zero problems. Nice. Turn this on. We're gonna have this. And we want to add these. Maybe, perhaps, perchance. Yeah. Have 5 ones. Yeah, that's exactly the number that we need. Would be possible. No, we won't be able to have that. There we go. Yeah, okay. You, power to you, and power to you. Make all of this. Here. Base. Right here, but first. Nope. Next one's gonna be here. Base. Please. Enter. Long. No. There's this one. There's over here. This. Here. And the last one. Here. There we go. Going. And do the same on the other side. It's loaded evenly on both ends, and these guys get drained. Here. First, pumps. That is that. First one is going to run down here. Let just have one over. Go. This. Disable because this is real soon. So can you power that one? And side. Good. You. Here. Here. Good. Two more. Here. Reach. Missing something? This. This. Up. And that means that these. Directly here. This. Another one of these. Here. Now we're talking. A little more. Oops. Yep. Auto save and thank you to the bots on the base to bring in some materials for us. Yay, ground these. Nope. Here. This. So yeah. He should help us feed the base pretty well with water. Probably gonna be pressing more than we can. Let's go to here to oversow. We're gonna get some fuel. And we're coming. Oh, we're looking for solids. Here. Inside this. Inside. Means that the last one we copied over. Going to the right, so here. Numbers that we have. Here. So the one from the left, 58. And the one on the right, 60. You, sir. Up you here. Have this one. Okay. No, that's the other way around. This is the one that's loaded on the left. Oh. Loaded on the left. 58. Or 8. For you. Eight, 7, would like to have one here and say, hey, this is going to be off for the time being. Other one. And right. 7, 5, 8. 5. No. Right, so 4 to the left. Nope. Should have placed this on. This off. on the right. This and this. You are 8. You are 59. Less. Good. 60. 9. Okay, good. What are we missing? Just heroes from the base, which will take a while. Looks like way already. This is out. So we can kind of find out, right? The one that's going to be loaded on the right is going to be Cryonite. That means that this is going to be Cryonite. That means that I can come over here and say that they're loading these, aka the bottom two here. Going to be loading Cryonite. If Cryonite is above 1000. Both. This is Cryonite. This is Hominite. Here. This is above. We're gonna be loading. Right is above 8,000. There we go. Waiting for some stops to get here. Finish up this spaceship. Come in. Things are in. We're still needing profane bulkhead. Heat. Oh, this. There it goes. Don't have enough resources to do in the rocket cargo sections. Don't say anything. We're researching it. So I added that. In nicely. This one. On the right. Right's gonna go over here, and this is gonna be Moonite. Moonite goes 0. Off. It. 0. 4. Moonite. Goes even over. Right now, I'm just gonna say more than you need. Placed. Already have the laser turrets. Nice. Solar panels. Nicely. Okay. Oh, no. Not yet. Don't have enough fuel for that. this one, which where the red wires connect. Fuel rise here. Burn a little bit more. All loading stations are fuels. These guys are disabled. These guys are empty. Over here? Yes, we do. Filling in. We're not getting in that fast. We need to. Filling this. Doing this there. A little bit more where it needs to. Going towards this. Next one. Tap into diesel. Yeah. I'm gonna come here. Probably between the sessions. Here on surface. Need. How are we doing fuel right? This is here. And yeah, we have plenty of fuel in here, so hey, we can go to novice. A little bit of integrity check. Okay, we're good to launch. We don't launch it yet because we don't have enough fuel, but okay. Sir should be about the same thing. Okay. That was carbonite. This is cryonite. Cryonite. 8,000. I'm guessing this is going to be the same. No, that's not going to take off, right? So, turning the group on. Then on destination to novice. A little bit of a check. And be ready to go. Where we are right now. This is stuck on 20. So 20. 12. 2. That's 20,480. That's the work. These need to get to take flight. Should be in for the Homonite. Should have the one for Cryonite right here. Should be already returning to loading. The same quantity. Hey, that should solve the problems for both Homonite and Cryonite. Now, we need to get the next two, which are Iridite, Brilliant, and we need to find out where we want to take them. At a couple spots here for stone and coal, and let's here. That the fuel there wasn't being used. One is not being used right now. Right. Here we have the one. Good. Right here. Here. Let's do this one. Here and one here. Here. One side, one on other from the other side, and we should be good. Okay, oh. This out of here. What's from the base can bring all sort of goodies for us. Right here. Taking a while. If we can give it a little bit of a hand, shall we? Because these belts are kind of going, but they're kind of not. Okay, I can take some from the belt right now. Hopefully this is going to be slowly trickle in. Half of each belt is right now. Because these girders are not fast enough to get everything in there. Okay. Good fish. Come here and say hey. Get all of these. Already have almost one of these full. Great. More. Over these two belts now. Grab all the materials that we can. Have some heroes coming in. A water fill. A many, but good. One missing. Affected. We're still making some of these. Good. I'm going to turn this off for a second. So getting this in manually. Go. Still have a few machines to come in. But I'm thinking that by the time that we finish up this, all these materials are going to be loaded onto us. Bottom portion there is struggling with length. Well, we kind of ended our usage. Like that. Looking down, have another one of those. Can I have enough? Seems to be trickling down over on that other belt, so why not? Oh, ship or home and I. One other thing is that for the capsules, although we're making some on space, because shipping them from space is cheaper than sending from on the planet. But I think we're struggling to get iron plates. That's our limiting factor now. Pretty close. See any more resources being loaded right now? here. Just got, well, not just, but recently we got another shipment here. Could be, oh, I need to do a little bit of main. Gonna need to be the next two ships. They're gonna be loaded with coal and stone. Need to unload these stone into the same track that loads these two. Here is loading coal. We need the other ones to come and add their stone to this same line. This for Vita in. Stone is coming over here, and yeah, this one is merging to the main stone line. So these guys coming in. Okay, we turn this on. Get the nice ship. Okay. User. On. There's still a little bit of ways to go. Yep. This was faster because we kind of do a little bit of a push to get the materials in. And one of the things that I wanted to do after I get the first deep science is to increase the size of our ships, because the next here can increase the structural integrity by 500. Everything else before this was by 100. So that means that we go from 1,000 to 1,500. So we can increase the size of these ships a little bit, quite a bit. And then what we're gonna do is trying to load and unload by sending a train into one of the ships. Do. There was one thing that I wanted to check here. Holy no. Star navigation as well as stabilizing point for tank engine. There's some sort of shield projector. Here. I thought we had some that we stole from the don't have that many projectors. Nope. Let's see, storage. All surfaces. Or have some more NINC in the processor. We have two of these. both use energy. So we do have some Lincoln processors that we can take to the anomaly. Might not be enough. Probably it's not enough. But here we're getting these. That. Well, that's coming in here should be landing soon. Cryonite. And down he goes. That's what we're talking about. So we have the hominite and the cryonite over here. What I would like to do is first thing for hominite, this, and we're fairly close. But I would like to have another one of these. Alright. That. Next. This. Up. Up one doesn't have. There's the one on the bottom. So here we can take off. Off. Side. That. And we can come here. And we can get a double amount of precious materials. Here. That. And cryonite would be powder. So you get cryonite and make the powder of this. So this is the same that we did there. And we can make another one. Here. Don't need these or that. Rid of these. If we paste this one, this is gonna do the. We need that one there. You're not doing it anywhere. You're just there for calculations purposes, but we don't need. Okay, now we're good. Ships. Those. That needs not be nice. The right. Put this here. Left. Here. Okay, so perform what we do have. Fuel for these guys. Then the one being loaded from the left is outputting on the right. Loading from the left is 6-2. You, sir. Oops. Which means that. Okay. As well. And then this guy. One. Go. One. Next one here. Or 4, 3, 3, 2. There we go. Okay. Somewhere. A little bit of this. This is 6, 4. Right. This is 6, 2. Or 1. There. The outside 6 only. Now the ships work. These guys are in the right place. So we need to get the loading. This is off. Just copied this guy. Kinda wholesalelessly? Yep. Not already? Nope. Point. Power line? Yep. Good. Just checking over here. How many more slots need to empty out? 5, 1. No time. One we just added. This one we're not using, but postpone. Not even. And 1. You're gonna get gone. No, because you don't have enough fuel. But yeah. Sure, you can go. Because I would like to copy, guys. Like, there, this one here. Fine. Who do we have? We have here. Great. Ships to get done. Oh. 6 of these wide area beacons. And now we're free. We already started processing these, so this gets covered. We can deal with that pretty easily. This. These guys are powered. These guys are. Yep. We have an extra sand here. We have a little bit more stone. So these guys were making too much stone. Here, then you to somewhere else. Don't want to do it right now. Not real quick. Just so we can take these guys off. And you get all the stone that we have. Turn back on. It's just a matter of getting to produce the land here for that. It should be good to do so. Our latest spaceships are looking like right now. They're about done. I think that they're not off real quick. Because these we're gonna go for coal and stone. Good. You have 100 something fuel. Wait, what? Turn you on. And you're gonna say you are gonna go to Paris. Figure out what we're gonna need. Know that I don't have all the fuel that we need right there, but once we land, we're gonna get it from the surface. A little bit of a look and see what's going on here. Oh, kind of edit. Oh, okay, so you're gonna be for coal. If coal equals 0, it for 50, so 50 times 12 times 2. All is equal to this. Okay, I think this is all right. So you're gonna be for stone. So stone this much. Check. Here. Stack this with the same amount. Oh, so we can just take value. This on, and it is equal to this. And the quite. Right now you don't have enough fuel. Let's show you from there. Everything is right. Could be. Oh. Thought I wasn't going to get an error when we're checking the integrity of the ship. Oh. There we go. So we have these two. Now we need something to these guys. But over here. I think I'm just copy this here and this here. Then we have room around it to deal with it. There is this one that's an extra. Not using right now, but we can if needed. Here for now. Need to reroute these to from here. The label over there. We're using here. Or it's going for here and Cryonite, we drain it around. Combinite, we did the same. Just 10k, this is should be really close, right? Oh, we're 39 off. Able to send the ship off. Getting any here? How are we doing on Cryonite? It's waiting on the payloads. They have to open. Yep, you have fuel. A little bit more. That. Okay, just got another shipment on Combinite, so we should be good to go over soon. How about here? For a while. To go. So we're gonna be fine. For you, or you're already full. This one's close to me. Trickling here and there are the ones that are gonna trigger this. Okay. Fail. Rocket inbound. That's what we're about. I think once this rocket landed and is processed, then we should have everything ready for the next ship. Now, the question is, we have clamps. Your Cryonite. You should be going way soon. Already good. All those trickling in. Oof. Where are we? These guys? Yep. There's no we can add it. those. What are we doing over here? Not producing fast enough. What's going on? Oh, we have plenty of stone. 194 million, 44 million. Yeah, we would have plenty of those. Probably want to stretch this out to catch this one. Or even further. Oh, this I can just load it over here. We're good-ish. This is gonna take quite a while to have the bots placing all of those. That's okay. Here. A bit too much. Where is right? It's good enough. Yeah. Good. Actually, if we're gonna go south here, not really big. We have a long ways to cover. I want to cover this whole area. Here. I'll let the bots do the work here, and then it's gonna be a bit more. First ship is gone. One gonna get gone soon. Yeah. Here, we would like to have 1 auto copy area. That we're thinking about. Mainline that this one is. This is here. We go right next to each other. Gonna land on top of that. We do it here. Next one. For this. We can put one right next to each other. Then load the next One from the right, one from the left, and everything should be nice and pure there. You're copying. Do it over here. This is where it's actually going to load from the left. Bye. This one's copied, loading from the right. Here. No, because we copied this differently. Yeah, but this should do the trick. What are we loading here and what are we sending? Assuming these guys are rocket sections and things like that. So these guys, we're gonna have to move them a little bit. Spidertron, over here and help us out. So, latest ones that we use are 60s. Already have that here. Two, 64, 66. Here we're gonna have 8. Gonna be 8. 70. There we go. Here. Here. Oh, it was gonna be on the right. I'm just gonna come here, here, and there. This is gonna be loaded. On. Powered. That's the next. Here. Gonna be just like this one. Oh. Copy. To here. We're gonna be something like here. No. Oh, the way gaming. Thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. Welcome on board. to the craziness that is space exploration. Have you been playing space exploration as well, or are you going on vanilla? I have to take a little bit further. Didn't need to take all of that, so okay. This and fourth one. Wow, we have an expert here on our hands, and I'm still struggling with this, guys. So, any tips for a newcomer like me? Here, I don't know. Here, okay. Like, you can complete the target victory. Yeah, Stargate victory is not many buttons. This one, right? Spaceship victory. Stargate victory. Oh, there are two victories then. Know that there is one. Not that I know, but I'm guessing that there is one related to this guy. I still need to bring some superconductive cable. I found a little bit of these Nankin processors over here, but patient. Oh, so there are two. Okay. Target. Nothing here. Oh, this became quite so much. Bring you to all the way here. Nice. Round. Oh, okay. I'll see you later then. Hopefully, I'm gonna be ready with all of the heroes that we need. Actually, starting with the dark sciences. Well, not dark sciences, the deep sciences. Bye. Turn them around. I want to do this northwise of the roboports. Yeah. Sure. Here we're gonna have to do this. Okay. Now that sorted, I need to start bringing the rest of the materials. And one little thing here. Two. Fuel. So, fuel. So the two of these are not being used. This one, we want to put them out. Or do we want to? Questions? Yeah, I'm gonna take these guys off. We're not using these. Oh, they don't go. No, those are not lights. Nice. Okay. Do a couple more of these. Here. Here. Nice. Here. Here. We're gonna go south. Round. Down. All the way down here into this. Gonna be quite a squiggle, but it's there. Out. Here. West. Go there. Three right there. Here. Bit of squiggle. And now we are right. So where we need to go. Here. Where I need to go, right? A matter of twos and twos. And the last one. Okay. Now, we are good to go. Let's see. Here we have thing like this. I'm pretty sure that's the same thing that we have for both. Right? Yep. Oh. We're there. Are getting some of these. A little bit further away. this portion. Until one. And with these, we have them in. One's right up here. These guys going as well. Those. There we go. Few bits pressed. And off to the races we go. Here. 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 All of these place. Nice. Okay. We have made room over here, so we should be able to get these here. Here. This side. So. This, that. Sure. Of course, we don't have enough resources for that. That's okay. Might have a little bit of that back at base on the planet. 500. Okay. Now, Spectrum, where are you? Here. just so I can have a little bit more inventory. And drop the rest of these guys here. Takes quite a while more. A little bit of room. These guys want to load somehow like this. There we go. Those. Yes. You come up here, try to fix this. Rearrange it. Yes, this. That worked. And where I want it to go. This one saw something going through. There. Now we need to get things loading in. 5 there. Probably have a corner with 5, 4. Once. Gonna need fifth one. And we're loaded there. So stone is here. Sounds fun. Use one of these two. Here. Yeah. Gonna need something. Here. assuming that the stone is going to be on the right side, so take this off real quick. So if the stone is not on here, then I can do a little bit of this. Where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go. Yep. Okay. This. Here we go. We can do this right now. They guys right here. Guess in the first one go here. Okay. Good. Gonna connect to that one. Our life easier, shall we? That. Right, but we didn't get that easy. Didn't want to copy some pipes that were there. Move the pipe. Copy them over. Oh, not there. Could be good to just these. Like so. First one complete. That needs something similar to here. Put them in there, which means that I can do the same. Copy this. Hello. This thing here that don't need to be here. Pipes going from nowhere to nowhere. Love it. All the way there. North, that's fine. Where we want to go. Really above that one. Okay. No? Take that off. If I'm just going this here. This. This. A little bit. From here. Here. Into here. And we need these guys. Oh. These should do the trick. And cutting over here. We know where things are coming in. But heck. This is the stone here. Stone down here. 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 Then the stone's gonna be where I need it. Nice. Okay. Then that means that stone can come up here. You need to merge that stone. The stone that's coming right. This here. Oh, the stone, a little bit of stone here. Yep. The stone is the center one. The stone is the one next to the copper plates. And guessing the stone is on top here. Here, then stone is on the bottom. What I could do right here. Off. That. This. That. That this works. Bye. We need these. Over. What's gonna happen here? That the stone is coming in here. I'm gonna do a little bit of a detour in here. Here. Is then there we go. So then we just need to deal with stone coming from one source. Not gonna come that much stone, so let's come in here. Merge them for this. Above this patch. Around the center of this. That I can do the trick. To go, but here we're gonna have guy this way. Good, yep. Good. I want to have this at this here. Yep. And to where we need to go. So I need to come right. Okay. Take a long way around, but we should be getting the materials where we need them to be. AKA here. And this way. There we go. It's on both of this. Now I need to go to space. Are there any ships that we can take? Yep. This one is a pretty good candidate. Should be getting close to getting it. There's one you can see. There. Let's see how we're doing over here. Thank you, autosave. Have to do another one for plates. Okay, we have the fuel 1.1 million. Good. Remaining 49. Off, for instance, turn you off. Here, a little bit from the belts. Grab is worth of it. That is good. Take a little bit more. Plus, here, 2, 1 missing. It's counting over there. Would have enough. Get this. Nice. Oh, these on. And to the space we go. I don't want to turn this on because when I turn this, the rest of these iron plates are going to be sent into the trash slot. And I kind of don't want to do this right now. About 15 just to take it off. I was wondering if I had more rockets, would that be faster or slower? Why? The room. We do. 2 of these on. Nice. I should have brought materials from this. Our ships are not ready, or the base of our ship are not ready because we're still missing this much. I can't do the one on the left though. Okay. So the one on the left is the one that's going to be unloading on the left. So this is being loaded on the right. So this is going to be the one. So this is going to be 70. There. Up. Find myself that that's 70, 70. I have that chip set up. Took quite. And the signal on that we're setting up, the clamp that we're setting up is 7. Solids here. Huh? Oh, 30, 0, 0, 9. Well, good. Please. Zero. 9. Good. And that is going to be brilliant. Let me get these. Zero. Off. Here's gonna be. This is the same one. That got from here. Hard to go. This is tagging to 20. Do you stack to 20 beryllium? No, you stack to 50. Which is, in this case, I think the same one as coal. Yep. Or do we have? Yep. Here. Beryllium. And yeah. This is on. Can go. So we need to set up fuel for this. Or to the point we need to connect the fuel. Here. Here. And do is just this. Round about here. here. Guys needs to go. Bye bye. Budget. This one as well. Here we go. Here we're gonna go from here. Over here. There, this one here. Loading fuel should be okay. Both ends. Not just other stations. Copy that. Fail. To here. Fairly same. Yep. These guys are going to be beryllium based. Here. Here we have none. Let me grab this guy. That's a fuel going. Beryllium. We're loading in. Beryllium greater 1000. Values might probably be different, but for now they. Be iridite. Last thing that we're missing. Yep. And with that, we should be good. Yep. Our destination is going to be novice. Right, could be. Nine, we still want those. Okay. Have enough fuel, so let's go. That with this one means that we're gonna have all that we need up in space. Everything else is just more resources. Okay. Looks good, looks good. Those. And brilliant. For you. Gonna get some of these spaceship floors over here. Pretty sure we have some. We have 260. We need 600. Yeah. What I should have done is come down here. Not that down. Over here. these guys? Oh, these guys just needing low density structures. Nice. It's great. Means that we have plenty of fire from scaffolding. Not plenty, but enough. Oh boy. Yeah. We'll just grab some of these guys from here. And then drop them on the base. On the planet, I can make them into the floors that we can. I'm gonna grab these much. I'm gonna take 2 space. Map here, I'm gonna have you for brilliant. Here, I'm gonna have that one for iridite. Gonna be just fit. We have these ones. This first one is coal. Coal is here. And the one is going to be stone. There we go. You still need to have one there. 3. And we still have enough fuel for doing well. Could add more here. This is backing out. This is backing. Almost 4. So this is actually what we need. Oh, because you're probably waiting for this. Yeah, the spaceship is gone, so this is waiting. More. Load them from here. There are more that we're using for copper. So here we can tap into. Okay, not to wait. Still debating how we can get more out of this. So we set up most of the setup. Then we need to take things up to space. What are we doing over here? Had a big problem where I set all of these space elevators to send the resources from the planet up to orbit. And what I'm doing is I'm receiving the materials, the core fragments here, breaking them down, and then using the space elevators to bring them to base and then process everything up to space. Problem is, I don't have enough materials, aka copper cables, to make all of this working again. Because I had them stocked up on the planet. So what I'm doing, instead of making these cables, which take commune, heavy girder, aeroframes, aka space and materials I need to bring from other planets, I'm replacing all of those with spaceships. I'm using the spaceships, which only uses liquid rocket fuel, which is kind of annoying to make. But right now we're able to make enough. Like, we have 10 million just stuck up here, just to send them to space. But we need more. We always need more. So if everything goes right, still have a long way to go. Have this fuel with coal. But actually, instead of doing that, I'm just going to take this ship. Oh, it doesn't have a lot of pyroflood. Yeah. Oh, it is. I set a delivery cannon, sending the cable materials and produce on site. Oh, that's a pretty good idea. But you still need to use the delivery cannons, which on its own is not a big deal, but you still need to use those resources into those, same as ammo defense. Yeah. What I was using is I was sending them through this guy, so everything that I need. Well, this is just for sciences, for instance. I need to send copper plates for the space sciences. So I load them into silos, send them into space, unload them over here, and then down they go to this bus. These are used to produce the sciences. Problem is, these guys uses this cargo sections, and right now I'm not being able to produce them as many because again, to produce these guys, I need to produce low density structures, which takes a while, rocket control units, which takes a while, and a lot of resources, cargo pods, and all this. So those are all expensive ways of setting these up. Hopefully, this is not going to be as expensive. Drop it. Why can't we launch? We don't have fuel. Cool. Would have fuel. No, because we're too far and I haven't added fuel. Are going to be able to get the fuel with it, right? Yep. That number there. Oh yeah. Both of these ways that are sending with the delivery cannon, which uses these capsules, which again uses low density structures, heat shooting, and explosives, which are kind of okay, but uses quite a lot of resources. And then this, the only thing is just liquid fuel. Launching spaceship from planet need more rocket than using cargo rocket. Launching the spaceship from planet need more rocket than using cargo. More rocket fuel? Yes. To send one of these, you just need 50,000. And when you're sending the ship, yeah, you need a lot more materials. Oh, I'm gonna use the last one. That I used to load. And then yeah, the thing is, the rocket fuel, it's a lot easier to produce. And since we have things like this one, that has 23,000 yield. Or the ones that we're actually using here, 13,000, 31,000, 14,000, and 21,000. So we can produce a lot of this. So it's a lot easier just to send the rocket ship. And then in the future, once we get this guy, which is going to add 500 integrity, and actually load directly training into it. Really looking forward into adding trains into spaceships. It's going to be quite a lot. We're going now this orbit. Should have enough fuel. Yep. Let's go. Oh yeah. I think use around 100,000. Not too soon. 3, 2, 1. And we're out of fuel. Really? I think I did a mistake here. 2. Guy supposed to unload here. 9. This should be 62. And we go once. No. Water. Two. 64. One. Here. We're trying to unload to the right. We need to be on the right there. Needs to be. And then there we go. One is 60. Oh. 6. 4. Okay. Is up. Or in this is. Sure, gonna be 6. Please. 7. reason, I just need the left one, but I like to have the both on these on both sides, just to be symmetrical, just to look better. And no smoother than that. Doing things. Okay, I'm gonna turn you real quick. Have some tree dye. Yeah, you have to make them look good, right? On here. Go for you. First up, make it here. Gonna allow us to drop these 263. Not gonna be enough because we need 100. Go. It. That's coming in. Now we want it to go over to here. Oh, thank you. I think this is not mine. I think it's Solidus. I use these load balancers. This is the 4241. And we have a wide range of balancers here: 423, 526, 625. So, yeah. They do a whole bunch of calculations and resorting, so things get unloaded automatically in the way that they are loaded. Okay, now we have materials. Grab them from here, from there. Now that our inventory is full, back here. Brilliant. Post one of these. Brilliant. Waiting for the next payload. Reaching term should be. Brilliant. Yeah. So this is not sending material because it doesn't have the cargo sections, and that's the kind of thing that I was talking about before. Everything is just hanging on this material. So the thing to produce this material, this is quite common. So the balancer on this spaceship loading. Yes, they are different. This. So there are actually two load balancers over there. So this one is just a 3 input and 3 output. So if for some reason these doesn't load equal, loads one more items, too much items on one end and not on the other one, they sort this out. And then this is a 3 to 8 balancer. So everything that comes here is spread equally, and it's 8 because I have a train with 4 carts, and each of these carts is following this. So 4 lanes go here, 4 lanes goes to the next train station. So a little bit. So this load balancer is the same as this one, but this one is different. Again, they serve different purposes. Also, in a spaceship unloading. Yeah. This is not 324. This is 328. If I would have a 324, it's going to be like this. I have 3 ones, and then they have this lovely curves around it. And then you have 3 inputs and 4 outputs. So they differ a little bit. Here, a lot of things goes. Let me just real quick. Four to four. Need low plate. This is low balancer. Yes. Here. This guy out. Four to four side balancer. Well, the one we're using 424. This. So coming in, lit, then this merges, go to the end, and then the ones on the end use this to load balance them as well. Side load balancer, I have these that I call them small load balancer. This is just a 1 lane to 1. So things get loaded too many on one side. This is splits, then rejoins into one. So this just makes sure that both sides of the belts are equally loaded. And if anything backs down, it can be into the other side. Yeah. Here's things. Go. Okay, that's expected. All over here. Fuel, it's okay-ish. 600, that's quite well. Our inventory is full. You can launch towards office right now. Oh. Go. 700. In here. Now we're talking. Means that is our full. No. Might have to more materials here. Lane balancer will lose balancer when only one side of the belt is consumed. Yeah, that's right. But the thing is, the idea for the the lane balancer, at least the way that I see it, is that so I'm most concerned with the items when they are put into the belt. The way that they're unloaded, I'm not too concerned about it. Mostly because when we are unloading, I try to build use buildings on both sides of the belts, and they can just pick it up. And then even if it's something on the end where it's taking items off the belt, it's unbalanced. Since we have a load balancer at the beginning, what's going to happen is it's just going to keep on feeding items to the other side. So theoretically, well, at least so far, I haven't had any big problems on not being able to consume the materials. Sometimes when we were loading and unloading like cranes and things like that, but then yeah, there's not much we can do about it. Could use something like mini loaders, but not really a big fan of it. Let me drop all of this here. The balancer will balance both sides of. Yeah, the side balancer is something like this, right? So this is gonna side balance things on one belt. And the thing about these recipes, sometimes they kind of help things to be loaded on both sides most of the time. But yeah, not. I was hoping I would do a little bit better work of maximizing the outputs here, but that's not the case. Now, have these directed to these. One. We have 37, 38. Yeah. Now this is gonna get a little bit more work. How many are we needing here? 473. I have 40s. Okay, this is gonna take a while. Yeah. This is where you produce your cargo rocket section. Part of it. So in here I'm using these guys to produce the rocket control units. And then down here, I'm requesting them up with everything else. Then I have this guy that's producing the rocket sections. And right now, I'm like, oh, what I'm missing is low density structures. And I also have a few of these, I call it offside loaders. Offside crafters. This is just assembly machine with a requester chest and a passive provider. And these guys are missing low density structures. And we should have these here. And we're making these. And we're missing glass. Have some glass from here. Here. Yeah, right now, for instance, fuel. I have these two that I'm sending the capsules and the cargo rocket sections to all the planets. And I'm using these silos to send the materials that we need to space to feed our science bus. So, yeah, one thing nifty that I learned last stream is that we launched 159,346 rockets, cargo rockets. So, if each of these needs 100, that means that we produced 15 million of those. Is that right? Is that an accurate assumption? Oh, so in the last 1,000 hours, we produced a million of those. And overall, we produced 2.7 million of those. Oh yeah, we have produced a lot. But we also consumed a lot, and that's why I wanted to kind of start shifting towards the spaceships, even though again they use more fuel. But the fuel, I just need to drop one of these. What I did is I have a set of these, and they all using productivity modules, and then I have a wide area beacon for speed. All of this is essentially to make petroleum gas and a little bit of light oil. Then these guys use the solid fuel that turns into the solid rocket fuel, and then in turn turns into the liquid rocket fuel, and then the liquid rocket fuel is what we actually added to our train network. And then here we just get these loaded. So, and then in here they just can get unloaded close to where we were sending the rockets out. So make it quite a simpler. And I might add another one of those over here, so we can send more iron plates, which we're kind of struggling on. One, two, three of these. Borrow this up. 3. 390. These give me 90% more speed. Okay. Just leave them here for now. These guys are getting these. 400. We have 180. Almost halfway there. And then the next ship is going to be for beryllium, which in turn is going to help us making more of these frames. Oh, we're needing low density structures. Or low structure maker. Yeah. Gets a little bit more complex if you're on a base and you don't have on a planet you don't have a lot of resources. But what I did when I generated this world, I cranked the productions and richness and everything up to max, so we can get as much resources as we can. Low density structures here. So we're missing steel plates. Yeah. Here? Yeah. Oh yeah, the iron plates is the one that we're missing. Yeah, hopefully once we finish this portion here, you should have enough throughput factory-wise to get to the late game, to the end game. And the good thing is, for instance, like 1, 2, 3, 8. The one thing here. Okay, so this guy's still waiting there. But probably that we don't have enough resources for that. As always. Sir. 5, and you're still missing the iridium. Okay. Yeah. We go to Lemnon, is one that's for beryllium. You don't have the cargo rocket sections for it, so yeah. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to research this rocket reusability. This is going to reduce the amount that it needs overall, because then instead of wasting, now it's wasting like researching for 90, so it's wasting 40%, and then when we search this, it's just going to waste 20%. So when it lands, instead of landing with the 100 sections, is usually arriving with, right now is arriving with 60. So those 40 is the one that we're not being able to catch up. Hopefully, as we research this next one, take quite a while. This will help us getting out reduce the usage, then our production is going to catch up. Right now, we're missing the blue science, and I'm thinking blue science is probably going to be missing the beryllium materials. Yep, beryllium plates, which is not getting here. Where's beryllium plates? Here, not here. This is filtering for beryllium ingots. This is my third run. My rocket usable is 90%. Yay! Good, good, good. Still inching towards there. Is there a way to... Oh, the circuit setup? What circuit for what exactly? Right now we're not getting ingots because the ingots are actually coming from the planet. Too many updates. Here. Billion is here. Yeah, we're not getting the beryllium force. Breaking down into everything else. In my ups, they're up under 10. Oh, yeah. Before we start The huge base that we have on space was like 50s, call it 50. Now that we have everything up on space, then yeah, that's why we were on the lower 30s here. There are a few things that I learned from this playthrough that I won't repeat again. Uh, my plans for the future is doing Factorio 2 run, and then maybe Factorio and space exploration together. So the first thing that I won't do is processing the cores just like this. I'm gonna use a little bit more space. The other thing is try to rush to spaceships. Not just production science. Uh, production science we have it, and that's one of the things that I might try to avoid. Is that I made this huge bus here, so I have all these belts here. They're just stocking material, essentially. So as quickly as I can, I want to start building blocks like this, and then having the either the ships or the space elevators bringing materials. What I might do is space elevators are quite costly, so trying to avoid that as well. So getting to space uh, rails and spaceships, so we can get all those. Yeah, I did the bus. No, I was actually trying to get away from doing blocks because I did try to do mega base on my last playthrough. I use rocket base in space. Rocket base? What do you mean rocket base? Actually, here. 14, 473. Oh, getting close to this. More. How are we doing? Okay, we still have plenty. Do this. Drop some there. Just straight to the 11. Yeah, it's not. Just me trying to push more things into the mission. Yeah. I even have to duplicate this, but yeah, for now this is good enough. On this 135. But again, thanks for joining us, Oxa Gaming, Oxaway Gaming. Always good to have another experienced space explorationer, space explorer. And hope to see you next week. Next week, we're definitely going to start into the deep space science. I already got a little bit of a start. We got this one. Have the materials for this. What we're missing here. And Lankitite crystal. Yeah. I don't think we're getting Lankitite because we're not getting the materials for it. This one's here. Now we have too much. Powder. Oh no. Where's that processing? That's too much powder. You need the refinement. I had to do because this one produces more refined nanquitite and less nanquin powder, so I might have to duplicate this one. But yeah, I'm gonna add another one of these once I start bringing. Okay, come on, bringing in nanquitite. Now we're good. Here. Right here. On south. Here. Here. Spaceship. Here, this is loading. Loading the resources. A little bit this way. What user? Almost have everything you need. You're gonna land right next to the ship that we want to take, so you can stay right there. You can go to novice orbit. Launch. Go. Lower. Your ship, and we have 43 left. Okay. So we want one that's unloading to the right solids, like this. Yep. Here. So the one that we're looking for. 68. Eight. This is okay. Good. Would like to do this. 6, 8, 7. Yeah. Once it's built, we're getting go. Here we are. F2 over here. Not so much. No to be loaded. Here. Well. Loading fuel. Plates. Here. You're loading fuel. Have fuel to load? Yes, you do. Already have it clear. 7. This ship is gonna take off soon. How about the one here? Get in there. Let's get in there. This one doesn't have fuel. Not a lot though. Yeah. I believe we're gonna be running out of fuel soon. Loading stations are not enough. I have 18 loading and 12 unloading. 1, 2, 5 of them they are enabled. So sure. Cool. Yeah, this guy's at the end or not. Okay. Yeah. Disabled. Disabled. Okay. Hopefully this is gonna solve itself soon. Here. Well, just need the rest of the materials to come over here. This team of bots is probably the one that's gonna take the resources that we need there. Materials here, here. Gonna be iridite, right? Okay. Goodbye. Now I got iridite all over the place. Now this is just landfill. So this is going to be for beryllium, and this is going to be for iridite. Here, what we're doing is we're redoing the processing for whatever it needs to do. So we are unloading cryonite and hominite. This is dealing with the cryonite and hominite. Dealing with the hominite. We got hominite. We got. Now we need the beryllium one. Beryllium powder. The first one, no. This one was beryllium powder and sulfuric acid. Does get some water out of it. Okay. So we don't have the input on the top, and we don't have the cross section at the bottom as well. The double. So iridite. Iridite stocks. Iridite stacks in. This case, half of it. And it should come up. What about this? No. No. You're ready? Fuel. That. And I'll let this one over here. That's here first, then we're gonna lay it. First, as usual, we're gonna take this portion of the intersection. Right. That here. Fine. Those are fine. A little bit closer over here. And do a little bit of this. That. And I'm gonna have the top one. And the bottom one. Go. After the autosave, of course. bottom one. Right. Brilliant. Yep. Top and bottom. So with all of that, I can just come over here, copy like that. Okay. I don't want to lay this over here. That's the first step for beryllium. And the first step for chromium. This one. Now we need the crushed one. Oh, this is for chromium. No, we need for iridite. Unloading. Right. Just need some of these. The process the iridite goes by. There it is. Copy you. We don't have the one on the bottom spool. Here. Best boss from the base are gonna be able to do it. But down here, what I would like to do is first of these. Just gonna use it here. Here. Go. Go. Just paste it here. And yeah, have a little bit of a closer proximity to deal with the materials. Iridite, beryllium. Yep. Oh, and yeah. A little bit of aid here. This one slot future over there. Oh, we were thinking about more. Cool. We need as well. Yep. I need to do a little bit more on the fuel side. There we go. What do I need for white area beacons? And energy catalog. Taking those tubular form. White area beacon. Has to be made itself or the storage. Beginning of novice. We which we need low density structure on space. Wide area beacon, wide area beacon. Don't request anything, so what I could do is change this. Oh, I haven't unlocked the area, the wide area beacon too. I'll leave this empty for now. This is gonna be a long ways to go. But yeah, not too fussed about that. Okay, what you need beacons. Beacons, what you need? Everything? Really? Of course, you're not requesting anything. That's why you're not getting there. Or here, so moving. Wide area beacons. Solve the issue that not producing those. We need these. Need everything else. So we have everything that we need for the exotic materials, interplanetary materials. But it seems to me that we're gonna need a little bit more on the fuel department, since again we're moving everything to fuel. I'm gonna need a little bit more materials. What I'm going to do is over here, so fuel, back to down here, grab as many bulkhead sections. Airframe bulkheads that we can get. And leave them on the planet so we can get more material. Good idea. More materials, no, more ships. Enough. Now it's this liquid ones are all the way there. Problem though. Bye. Probably is best if I get this one. Got a right to get base. 19. Not getting fuel. Right. Yeah. Check. It's going. Fuel. probably have enough as well. Too much, but yeah. They're enabled, these are enabled. Soon we should be getting more fuel here. So we have enough trains. Well. Unload. There we go. Most maxed out. Disabled, disabled, disabled. Good. Once. Disabled, disabled, disabled. Okay. Last one, they are all enabled because I don't have a lot of fuel here. The train. And wood. That's what we're done. Off real quick. This. What of that's working? Yep. On. Zero. This. In. Okay. Target. This. Off you go. So yeah, we got the setup complete for all the exotic materials. Now we just need to send some more basic materials from there. And the materials that we need right now are water, iron plates, and liquid rocket fuel. Gonna take a while to get here. So, and I'm just doing that to add more of these airplane bulk heads to the base network, so then it can produce more so we can actually get more spaceships. But I think that's all the time that we have for today. So next time we might have a little bit more on the production material. So probably have another couple of ships that are going to taking fuel and iron plates, I guess right now. And then iron plates, fuel, and water up to space, and then everything should have everything. Then we should be ready for diving into the deep sciences, the space sciences. But that's all the time that we have for today. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.